Buenos días desde Islamabad. Hoy estoy aquí con Marco. ¿Quién es Marco? Bueno, Marco es un ciclo-viajero, amigo ya, con el que he estado viajando durante bastante tiempo ahora, y le tengo aquí para hacer una entrevista. Así que voy a responder rápidamente a lo básico que mucha gente pregunta. Marco es francés, tiene 32 años, viene desde Francia en bicicleta y de profesión es biólogo, que por eso le he acabado llamando Monsieur Cousteau, en honor al famoso Jacques Cousteau. Entonces, Marquitos, vienes desde Francia en bicicleta, ya son 8 o 9 meses viajando, un viaje largo, sin fecha de vuelta programada. ¿Consideras que esto es un viajecito más, unas vacaciones, o crees que se ha convertido ya en un modo de vida?
Je considère, je pense actuellement que c'est devenu plus une routine de vie, effectivement, et que c'est pas un voyage qui va s'arrêter voilà, avec une date retour. Donc c'est vraiment devenu un mode de vie et c'est vraiment devenu une routine jour après jour que de voyager, que de plier la tente, repartir à vélo et reprendre mon chemin. Mais je crois que c'est vraiment le côté de ne pas avoir de date de retour qui fait que c'est devenu une routine de voyage et que c'est devenu aujourd'hui ma vie.
Esta es una pregunta que hago prácticamente a todo el mundo, a mí me la han hecho ya un montón de veces, es ¿cuándo tomaste la decisión de dejarlo todo y salir a viajar por el mundo en bicicleta? ¿Te levantaste un día por la mañana y dijiste me voy? O no sé, cuéntame un poco cómo fue.
Non, je pense que... Donc déjà, je me suis pas levé un matin en me disant je vais partir, dans une semaine je plie bagage et je pars, ou dans un mois je pose ma démission et je pars. Je pense que ce voyage, il s'inscrit vraiment dans une continuité de voyage que je fais maintenant depuis, je dirais à peu près une dizaine d'années, avec toujours l'envie d'aller voir ailleurs, toujours une envie de voir comment ça se passe ailleurs dans le monde, de connaître des cultures, de rencontrer des nouvelles histoires, des nouvelles personnes, de rencontrer des modes de vie. Et donc ce voyage il s'inscrit dans la continuité des précédents que j'ai fait. Voilà, j'ai voyagé avant en stop un petit peu, avec mes parents aussi, et je suis ensuite passé au vélo depuis 2019, je dirais, que j'ai trouvé le vélo vraiment un bon moyen pour voyager, pour rencontrer les gens au cours des voyages. Et donc voilà, ce voyage-là, il s'inscrit dans la continuité et je vois ma vie comme étant un mélange entre des moments de travail qui me permettent aussi de gagner un peu d'argent et d'en mettre de côté, et des moments de voyage. Mais le travail que j'ai est avant tout pour pouvoir me payer des voyages aussi derrière, malgré que j'ai une grande passion pour mon travail.
Ok. Vale, entonces ya tienes el plan en la cabeza, ya sabes que te vas a ir a dar la vuelta al mundo, pero realmente, ¿cuál crees tú que es el propósito principal de tu viaje?
Il y a plusieurs objectifs, je pense, à ce voyage. Les objectifs peuvent changer aussi au cours du voyage. Ça, on s'en aperçoit quand on commence à voyager longtemps. Mais ce pourquoi je suis parti à la base, c'est découvrir le monde. C'est me faire ma propre opinion du monde, des cultures, des gens que je vais rencontrer, et vraiment pouvoir voir de mes yeux ce qu'on voit habituellement au travers la télé, au travers un prisme de lecture qui n'est pas le nôtre finalement. Donc ça c'est vraiment quelque chose que je voulais voir et que je voulais percevoir, ressentir de moi-même. Et je crois que la deuxième chose est venue en fait au cours de mon dernier travail, où là je me suis dit étant en biologie spécialisé sur la restauration des rivières, etc., il serait intéressant quand même de ramener du contenu, ou en tout cas d'avoir un œil sur les rivières autour du monde. Et donc un second objectif est vraiment d'aller voir ces rivières, d'aller comprendre leur hydromorphologie, d'aller comprendre comment elles fonctionnent, et de voir en fait à quoi ressemblent certaines rivières totalement intouchées par l'homme. Des rivières qui sont totalement sauvages et naturelles, s'il y en a encore d'ailleurs. Et donc ça, c'est un des objectifs de ce voyage aujourd'hui, c'est de ramener du contenu, des images, des vidéos sur les rivières autour du monde. Et je crois qu'un troisième objectif, c'est de transmettre ça, alors pas sur les réseaux sociaux, parce que c'est pas trop mon truc, mais à des enfants, et donc participer à, je dirais, une ouverture d'esprit de ces enfants-là, juste en échangeant avec eux. Donc on a monté un petit projet avec un prof d'histoire-géographie qui est aussi un ami à moi, et donc on a un échange avec les enfants via WhatsApp, tout simplement, et via le Polar Step, donc qui est une application où je poste les lieux que je traverse, les lieux que je visite et quelques photos. Donc ça permet d'avoir un support de discussion à mon ami qui est également leur professeur, et ça leur permet de me poser des questions également via WhatsApp de temps en temps. Donc j'ai des petits vocaux auxquels je dois répondre. Voilà. Donc je dirais 3 objectifs principaux.
Pakistan, deuxième jour. Second day in Pakistan. Incredible place. Bien, la siguiente pregunta es algo que a mí me apetece preguntarte especialmente, porque para mí ha sido una experiencia nueva, diría yo, y muy gratificante. Y es que, a ver, tú empezaste viajando solo, saliste de Francia viajando solo, nos conocimos en Tayikistán, en Murghab, cruzamos a China juntos por el Kulma Pass, después de China pasamos a Pakistán por el Kunjera Pass, y luego en Pakistán hemos recorrido el Unsa Valley, el Chitral Valley, el Gilgit Valley, pasamos el Sandur Pass, llegamos al Kalash Valley, donde estuvimos 2 semanas allá, que no había manera de que nos sacaran. Entonces la pregunta es, llevamos ya más de 2 meses viajando juntos. La pregunta es la primera vez que viajas con otros viajeros durante tanto tiempo? Y la segunda pregunta es, ¿qué prefieres? ¿Viajar solo o viajar acompañado?
Okay. Yeah, I would say that, so it's not the first time that I'm traveling with some...
No, sigue.
Yeah, but I have to do it in French.
No problem.
So you're gonna cut and I'm gonna...
No.
I start
in English, yeah.
Oh yeah?
Much better, yeah.
Much better in English?
Yeah.
Okay, as you want, man.
Yeah.
So, so yeah, that's not the first time I'm traveling with someone. That's actually the first travel I'm traveling with someone. But I traveled with some people, starting from Kazakhstan and crossing like all Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan, more or less. So I spent 1 month with a German guy, and then an English girl and another German guy joined the travel. So they were also cyclists. And yeah, I forgot, but I traveled with some French people in Turkey as well.
Okay.
Yeah, in Turkey. And then you starting in Murghab in Tajikistan, and then but it's definitely the longest period I've been with someone. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what do you prefer? Traveling alone, traveling with someone, or combine this kind of 2 ways to travel?
I think I need both of them. I need both of them, yeah, because sometimes traveling alone can be a little bit tiring, and you don't have always the same energy, you know, and sometimes you feel like, oh yeah, I feel pain in my knee, for example, and traveling with another person or a group make you overcome, I would say, these kind of problems.
Yeah.
So helps you overcome these kinds of problems. So Yeah, I would say it's really interesting, and we share much more. You know, when we travel together, when we travel as a group, we share our points of view because we don't have the same background. So you, as a writer, you're gonna have this literal. I don't know how to say that. This point of view as a writer has how will you describe this scene, for example.
Yeah.
I will have the point of view of the biologist. What can I analyze from this landscape? Like, why is the mountain like that? Why is there this kind of rock, you know, limestone, flint, granite, this kind of stuff? Why the river is in that shape and not in that shape because of each weather condition, geological condition, and everything. Daniele, we were traveling with him, had this point of view of the photographer, and he really captured some really interesting moment that we wouldn't even have paid attention to them, you know.
Of course, yeah.
So sharing those point of view, and is very, very interesting for me. But I also like, as you said, this lonely part of the travel. I wouldn't say it's loneliness, but it's lonely. Right? And so being with myself alone, taking the time to look at everything, to look at the birds, to look at everything that is around me, and also taking the time to get the vibration and what we could say like the spirit or the wit of the place is very important for me. And I think that I feel this
kind of connection.
Yeah, especially when I'm alone and when I don't interact with people, when I'm just by myself. Yeah,
nice. Because for me it has been a good experience. I never traveled for so long with someone, and now I'm very happy because I think we create a good atmosphere between us. As you say, different points of view, the travel, and live the travel also, no? And we could share all of this.
Definitely.
So I learned a lot traveling together.
Me too. Definitely, it's really, really nice to share this point of view, these views of the world, and how we perceive, for example, the relationship we have with people, you know, because some people have been invited us in their house, and some of them, you know, you feel like, we're gonna get on well with this person and not this one, and maybe you will get on well with him or her and me not. So it's really interesting to see the differences between us and what we get from that as well. I think we learn about human relationship when we see other people behave next to us, you know, in the same situation. Or maybe I should have behaved like that because it's the good behavior, considering the cultural background of this person or something like that. That's nice. really interesting, you know, for that.
Every traveler is different, and every traveler has in their stuff something that makes him different, you know. For example, Daniele has a big box of medicines. A lot of medicines, different colors, different size, and another bag for washing things, perfume, washing everything. You know, we discovered that in the Chinese border when we have to show everything to the Chinese. So, and you, for example, you have something different that I was very curious when I saw you. Is some binoculars. Binoculars that you are using often when we are in the fields and between mountains. And I want to ask you,
Marquitos, tía, ¿cómo se ve el mundo desde el punto de vista de un biólogo? Porque, claro, yo por ejemplo, yo qué sé, yo veo un río, veo una montaña y digo, ok, vale, es un río, uno más para mí, ¿no? Pero claro, tú como biólogo, yo creo que debes vivir el viaje en la naturaleza, la tienes que ver de otra manera, no sé. Cuéntame un poco, ¿cómo ve el mundo un biólogo viajando en bicicleta?
I think one is interesting point I would say about being biologist and naturalist, or looking at birds, at the fauna, at the vegetation, the ecosystem, is that I'm never bored about that, you know, because there's always something different. Even in the Uzbek desert, for example, it was 3 weeks of almost the same landscape, you know, but the fauna changed, and we had so different conditions even in the desert, like salted lake, for example, bushes, very dry lands. So there's still this, what I would say, micro variation of ecosystem that I can perceive because I'm looking at them, and then the fauna and the flora is different. So it's always curiosity, you know. And then when this ecosystem changed, for example, in the Uzbek desert, I was putting up the tent, and then at night I was with the headlight going around in the desert to see the fauna, you know. And I saw quite a lot of reptiles, micro mammals, and this kind of fauna. So I think this is the perception of a biologist, you know, being curious of everything and trying to understand how ecosystem work. And
yeah, so nice, because that is because I was very happy traveling with you, because you explained me a lot of things about the river, about how the river is like this, and say, wow, I didn't know about it. So yeah,
and seeing, for example, on the rivers, I don't know if you remember, but in Mastouj we've seen this huge river and some big ponds in the riverbed, and those are fisheries. And for sure, if you don't pay a little bit of attention at what is just under your nose, or if you don't have the background for that, sometimes you can miss something. But it's as we would miss some very special details on a church, for example, or on a mosque, because we don't have the background to say, oh yeah, this kind of drawing belongs to the, I don't know, 15th century. I don't know what. I'm just giving an example, but this is another angle, you know. I have this environmental angle, you have this writer angle, and also computer science angle. And it's good to share, to share. But that's how I see the world, for sure, with my biologist and ecosystem manager angle.
Vale, y ahora hablemos de tu máquina, tu bicicleta, tu verdadera compañera, la que no te falla nunca, la que va a estar contigo 24 horas prácticamente. La mayoría de nosotros, o muchos viajeros, usamos bicicletas de acero, de cromoli, bueno, de estas aleaciones que hay ahora. Tú, en cambio, llevas una bicicleta de aluminio. Entonces, mi pregunta es, ¿por qué elegiste aluminio? Quizás, no sé, porque era más ligera, no sé, cuéntame un poco.
Actually, it was not my decision. It was the decision of my family, because it's my 30 years old birthday present.
Okay.
And so I really wanted to travel with that bicycle, because it means a lot of things for me. So that's why I have this aluminum bicycle. And the thing is that during the previous travel, so I spent 3 months around Europe, and I felt like aluminum is still a little bit fragile, you know. So I put a suspension fork when I went back home, I put a suspension fork on this bicycle. So it's aluminium mainly, but still on the fork, and it absorbed the shock much more. So that's why. Otherwise, I think the bicycle would have broke for sure on the Pamir.
También me he dado cuenta que durante el viaje que cuidas mucho tu bicicleta. Sí, bueno, es una percepción mía, ¿vale?
Yeah, okay.
O sea, cualquier ruidito, te paras, miras de dónde viene, intentas encontrar la solución. Si la cadena hace ruido, que es una cosa que sé que tú tienes un buen oído, que te molesta bastante, pues paras, la engrasas, ¿no? No sé, eso para mí es una percepción y me parece muy bien, porque al final la bicicleta es importante. Si la bicicleta está bien, el viaje va bien. Si la bicicleta empieza a fallar, el viaje ya se empieza a convertir en otra cosa y empiezan a salir problemas y hay que solucionarlos y es otra historia. Así que me parece bien. Por ejemplo, ¿cuántos kilos llevas tú en la bicicleta?
I think it's between 42, I would say, and 48 kilos, something like that, depending on how much food I carry and how much water. And I would say, for example, for the water, I take minimum 2 liters and maximum in the Uzbek desert, it was 8 liters.
Vale, esta es otra cosa que te quería preguntar. ¿Cuál ha sido la avería más heavy que has tenido viajando en bici?
That was in Kyrgyzstan. My back wheel was in bad shape already. The spokes started to break, so I changed them. So I was at like 3 or 4 spokes changed, and then I went into like a kind of hole, and the derailleur went inside. Went a little bit inward, I would say, and then it attached in the wheel. And so the derailleur completely broke, like it was not usable anymore. So I had to stop the travel. And actually the thing is that in Kyrgyzstan there was no spare part for me because they don't have this kind of derailleur and this kind of wheel as well. So I had to stop my travel, go in China by hitchhiking with the bicycle, spend 1 week in Kashgar in China, which was very interesting, by the way. Wait for the parts to come, fix the bicycle, and come back by hitchhiking in Kyrgyzstan. So that was a bit of a
but you found a solution. So
I found a solution. It was not very easy because some borders were closed. For example, I had this option to go in Dushanbe, for example, the capital of Tayikistán, to find some parts. But this border going to Dushanbe, like straight, was closed.
Okay.
So the easiest way was to go in China.
Okay. Vale, y en Kashgar encontraste todo lo que necesitabas, ¿no?
Yeah, in Kashgar I found good bicycle shop and good mechanics. So I was able to order, wait for the parts, and then get it fixed. So that's it, But that was quite an adventure.
Yeah, no, that is because people sometimes ask, if something is wrong, or if the bicycle is broken, what do you do?
Yeah.
And I said, everybody, every problem has
its own solution, for sure.
Sometimes it takes. You have to stop maybe 2 weeks, hitchhiking, whatever, but you can find a solution.
Yeah. The thing is that I was traveling with some other people at this moment just for 1 or 2 days, and so I didn't want to leave them because the atmosphere of the group was nice. So what I did when the derailleur broke is that I shortened the chain, and I put the chain without any possibility of changing gears,
Fix only one.
Only one. And the thing is, the only one which was working properly is the bigger pinion at the rear wheel, and the smaller at the front. So it makes you
super.
Yeah, like spinning and spinning and
Yeah.
spinning, and so I had to do like 10 kilometers like that because we wanted to reach a base camp, which was very close to a lake, and so I had to do 10 kilometers like that.
Like this.
It was awful. It was awful. My legs were burning, I can tell you.
Okay. Vale, esta pregunta, Marquitos, ya sabes que te la iba a hacer.
Sí.
¿Es posible el amor viajando en bicicleta?
This is a hard question. This is a hard question. I think it's possible.
For example, the question is, because someone asked me this question and I was in silence for 5 minutes. So, if you find a love, like a beautiful woman, you fell in love, you will stop your trip because the love is so strong that it's more important than your trip. Do you think, imagine that happens to you, you fell in love on the way,
Will I stop my trip?
yeah, it's the trip is now is the most important and the love is in secondary way.
This is a very hard question. This is a very hard question because I don't know what to expect, with love. The thing is that this travel, I've thought about it since a long time. So 3 years ago, I was sure that I wanted to do, even 5 years ago, that I wanted to do a very long travel. So this is kind of a dream becoming true at the moment. And so I think love might be part of the travel as well, so maybe you can do both. And but I think at the moment I wouldn't stop for that. I think I would maybe do a break, or I don't know, find a way with the person, and maybe if it's true love, this person might understand this point of view and might say, okay, this is a dream coming true, so I don't want to stop you at the moment, so continue your travel and maybe we'll come back together again.
Yeah, that is not the first time. I know some travelers that was in this situation, and they fell in love, super love, and they continue the travel, and when they finished, they come back to meet the love, and now they are married, children.
Okay.
So that is possible, but you have to find
the good balance, and it's not very easy. I think it's not easy, especially for the person who is waiting for you.
Exactly, yeah.
Because when you travel, every day is different. Every day you meet new people. You don't have the time to be bored normally, and so it's kind of very exciting. It's a very exciting journey, I would say. But for the person who stay at home or working every day and waiting for you, it's very difficult. And I wouldn't feel very good seeing people waiting for me, I want people to be free because I want myself to be free. So okay, if it works, it works, but I don't want someone to wait for me for
a pressure.
6 months, 1 year. It's too long for that. So everybody is free, and then let's see if it happens or not. And if the love is strong enough, is the volunteer strong enough, because there's no way it could separate you forever,
Okay. Y esta ya es un poco una pregunta personal. ¿Cómo es viajar con un ciclo-viajero español que lleva una bicicleta de 60 kilos? Que tú le has llamado el tanque español. ¿Cómo es viajar bicicleta con alguien que lleva, por ejemplo, otro ritmo?
Alberto Contador, Alberto Contador. The yellow jacket.
Marquitos. ¿Qué Marquitos?
Pakistan style.
Bicycle.
Prayer.
My God.
Pray for your life, man.
Yeah.
Pray for your life.
Las bicicletas van aquí, espero que no sufran. Como es asfalto, no hay problema. Noche de noche.
I think that we met at the good moment because Tayikistán was very nice. China was, we didn't spend much time in China actually, but Pakistan was very nice as well, and very beautiful landscape, a lot of things for me to see as a biologist. So it didn't, at this moment, I didn't mind so much of spending time waiting because I was a bit ahead. I didn't mind, spending time taking the binoculars, watching at the mountains, trying to find those ibex that I didn't find, but watching at birds, watching at the villages and everything. So it, like, Pakistan was quite a shock, was very different from what I've seen before. Mm-hmm. So I didn't mind taking time for that. But for example, if we met at the beginning of the Uzbek desert, I think I would have just
say ciao.
Man, I would have said, Raoul, I'm gonna keep my pass because I want to cross this desert in 3 weeks and not in 6, you know.
Yeah. So Marquitos, just finishing this interview. Now we are waiting. We are in the same situation, waiting for the Indian visa.
Yeah.
So the next destination is India. And what is your plan of route actually?
So India, then Nepal, I would say, and then probably Southeast Asia. Let's see how I'm gonna go there, because this conflict in Myanmar at the moment, the civil war. So let's see, and then maybe Indonesia, Australia.
Okay.
Inshallah. As they say here. Yeah, I don't have any end date, so I'm completely free to do whatever I want. If I want to continue the travel, I will continue. Yeah.
Okay. No, that's because I ask you actually what is your plan, because sometimes the plan change.
It can change completely. For example, if we get a 1 month visa, the plan will be to go to Nepal directly. If we get, I don't know, let's hope for 6 months. Maybe I'm gonna take the southwestern coast of India and then reach Sri Lanka. It can change everything, so that's what I like with this travel, you know. You never know. Inshallah, you never know what's gonna happen in the next day, next week or next month, you know. So that's what makes it more exciting and more interesting.
Okay. So Marquitos, thank you very much for this interview. Gracias por, merci beaucoup.
Muchas gracias, Raúl.
I wish you the best in the trip. I would be happy to, if we can share our trip again. If not, everything will be okay.
Yeah.
And
for sure, we'll stay in touch. At least.
Yeah. Thanks for these 2 months traveling together.
Yeah, man, that was good.
Safe travel. And
thanks, man. You too. I hope you'll enjoy the rest of the trip as well, and that you'll meet some great people and travel as well with other nice person.
Okay, Marquitos. Thank you, man. Así ha amanecido hoy, todo nevado, y por suerte que hemos dormido aquí, en este sitio, refugiados. Es como una especie de terminal de camiones. Ya, vamos a ver si cruzamos ya China y nos olvidamos del frío. Ahí está Daniele.
It's like
Daniele, China.
it's a video.
Yeah.
Okay. let's go to Pakistan. It's too cold here.
Yeah.
I don't want to stay
Yeah,
here anymore.
winter is coming, my friend.
No. Like summer boy.
Exactly. Let's go. Ahí es donde hemos dormido, ahora se ve mejor. Y fijaos que como están las montañas ya. Ahí está, calentando motores ya, vámonos. Venga, China, China.
Go China.
Go China.